range. A bit more consistent DPS, but that is going to leave W7D4 an angle to just lock that Akali. So, Akali into Azir is a fairly well-known matchup. Azir can get shoved early, can get a fairly decent chunks early, but the moment you hit level 6, Akali starts to get kill threat. And that's how you start to win that lane. Side laning is always better for the Akali, and W7D4 has done a very good job about managing some of those range v melee matchups as the Akali. Shanks, of course, will need to be very wary in terms of using his slide and glide. And also being a bit aware of what you can do with that Emperor's Divide as well. Big old arena here. Of course, we'll be in Shenzhen. It is NIP's home arena. There's all the W7D4 signs. Very popular, man. There's Tarzan as well. Again, a consistently high-end jungler here in the LPL has sometimes struggled to get the complete value in the longer term. Stuff never won a world, never won an MSI. Wondered whether we might be capable of it at points. It's often had some awkward playoffs here and there as Tarzan, but I think over the last couple years, some of that moniker as being a playoffs choker has been dissipated. I think he has gotten a lot more consistent in high pressure scenarios. I say that in the last few weeks, been a bit awkward for Tarzan and Kyle, who at one point were saying looked like the best jungle support duo in the league. They kind of fumbled it a bit. Still very scary, and I think the last series helped stabilize the ship again. Outside, between the Leona and the Jhin. Fair amount of lockdown, but you are into a Nautilus Varus, and you expect that to have a lot more pressure early. Of course, Leona more tanky on her own terms with that Eclipse, whereas the Nautilus does need to hit some skill shots to, well, an auto, to get that aftershock proc and keep themselves a bit scarier in the lane state, for all you have got very good all-ins. Steps on forward, gets a staggering blow. Arrow aftershock turns out, Zenith Blade is wide, nice back step from Lee. But flash on forward for Shield of Daybreak, cleansed away, flash and turn, hope, flashing on forward, looking for the last auto! Eat fourth shot, nerd! And Leave makes like a tree and splits. PP God now needs to back away. A double kill over to Hope and Kyle. We were having a discussion, who's the best bot lane in the league? Is it Hope and Kyle? I think it might be. They have had their moments where it's fallen apart, but I think that's true of every LPL team right now. Welcome to the community, Sixacker. Hello. Have a look at that again. Because PP got stepped forward for an auto. And they think, okay, we can play this as Zenith Blades initially wide. Fantastic. We can keep stepping on forwards. But that Deadly Flourish allows him to get the Shield of Daybreak and leave. Cleanses the Deadly Flourish and not the Shield of Daybreak. And therefore that bit of CC still comes on through. The Ignite isn't cleansed. Really nice stuff. Kyle with a wonderful snap engage there to follow up on Hope's Deadly Flourish. Right, punish down there. Early boots for the Jhin. Up 600 gold. Life is feeling pretty good here. So, towards this tier 1 we go. Knock up onto Leave. He's got no flash. He's dead. Flandre's there already. Jump on forward from him with the Ignite. All the rest, because Hope and Kyle have gone to the other side. Punish that bot line again. Second death for Leave in the main same amount of moments. Aki was there. That was a 3v2. Oh dear. It's perhaps the answer will say. TP topside, Hope. Remember, doesn't have a flash, but it's a very slow TP because it's only 4 minutes into the game. So solo kill turns up. On a bicycle, not really on a jet plane, is it there? So, game has slowed down for a second or two here. Credit for solo kill getting a kill onto Leona. Sorry there, guys, I got a bit distracted by a message. Bit of work to be doing in the background. Either way, are now in a position where AL are mighty ahead for this point in the game. 1,500 gold. Gotten the mark of martial mastery, courtesy of the early kills. Grub spawn in 2 minutes. Dragon is up. NIP are going to want to stabilize here best they can. Credit to Duembi for again staying even in this matchup. Shanks slides on forwards, gets the shield, but that's just giving Duembi an angle to go forwards. We'll be able to keep getting some autos. Like, back over, lands the shuriken flip too. Gets the flash in the ult for ult trade. Duembi just knows his way around Akali. I love seeing this man on this champion. He doesn't go for the full burst builds a lot, actually. He tends to go for longer trades with utility. Plays it super well. Bot side, though. Curtains have been called and leave. I mean, what do you do there? Sit there and die is the answer. And this Varus, the lane dominant champ that is permanently banned, is 20 CS down, 0 and 3, and all of the kills have been picked up by his opposite number. It is a 1,200 gold lead at 7 minutes into the game. If the alarm bells weren't ringing before, they are now. And this Jhin is going to be a problem. Underline it a few times. Maybe schedule a meeting or two that could have been an email. And then panic. So, equalizer topside. Grand Starfall. Solo kill, flash the shielded around. They're going to try and dive this. Flandre stays alive. Solo kill dead. They finally lose Flandre. But a 1-4 is not what you want. Aki in danger. Does not have the Aegis Assault anymore. That rumble sound effect in the background really threw me for a second there. It's very entertaining. Duembi eats an auto Q and the shuriken flip. 3 seconds on the ult. Has to be a bit wary there. Grub being started by AL though, because of course Aki had to back off, and that means an objective here for anyone's edges. No one's done the early dragon. Aki's coming over, but he's only half HP. I don't think he wants this. Zenith blade down. Shanks looking for an auto or so. In comes that Hero's entrance. 3-man knockup with it, but Hope's not been touched. Huge taunt after. Kyle now in danger. Duembi gets a good public execution. Lands that attempt at the shuriken flip. Knocked up by the 3 talent strike. Tarzan held it. And Duembi goes in. And that execution was a little less than perfect. Solo kill will at least pick him up at the end of it all. What even is that? 3 for 3? Flandre was it there? Yeah, I want to say 3 for 3. But really good stuff from Tarzan there. You saw he stopped autoing, and then as Duembi flies in, he's going to 3-talent strike this. So he comes on in, they try to pick off Aki, and they're not respecting the hero's entrance. It makes it a much more awkward affair. The shuffle was okay, but not great from Shanks. That taunt after puts them in a bad position. They lose 2, and then it's a 3v2. Tarzan here in a second does a really good job of picking up this additional kill here on a Duembi. Nice work. Really good stuff there. Hope pops another. Tarzan will fall. And that, as we said, is, I believe, a 3 for 3. Aki would respawn by that point. Messy stuff. But hey, solo kill getting 4 kills might give them an angle here. That frontline diff could be very significant. The problem is this Varus is still not a character. Hope gets more kills. Shinzao is 3 kills deep. The Rumble's got a kill. And the Rumble being a bit behind is annoying, but not the end of the world considering where the rest of the gold leads are. Galio is not a carry in and of himself. He is generally a force multiplier. You enable everybody else to do things better. Now, obviously, 2MB, that was a good fight from him. Keeps him even, gets a kill. All that's good stuff. But Aki and Leave being as far behind as they are is going to be a problem. And why did I say multiplier like multiplier? Multiplier is the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Multiplier? Don't know why I suddenly went all sudden on it. Why I do declare. My son never been that good anyway. If I was going to pick an American accent, that is the one I do that is the most generic. And I don't do it that well. It is far too careful. Steady Fresh, Solar Flare, Shield of Daybreak. Into the wind becomes lightning. Turn around to Kyle. In goes Taza. Knock away. Kyle likely just falls into the shield vault. Now look at the Shield of Durantor. Everyone else not here in time because the globals are just faster. This is what NIP wanted to do with their comp. Another kill to solo kill. And Kyle, that was too deep. No other way around it. Can't play for the dragon now either. Bad signal is summoned. 2MB teleports in. Flandre wasn't there. Shanks wasn't there. And that got real messy real fast. They didn't even use the grand entrance. They didn't even use... Not grand entrance, hero's entrance. Didn't even use the grand staff. That's where that conflation's happened. But that was poor decision making. No other way around it. Solo kill now. Insanely bad on this. Garen? Dahlia. Good grief. Demacia. Springs Eternal. So, still a decent spot for anyone's legend, but what had looked like a really good snowball has been stymied somewhat by the last few fights being messy, and that one in particular being very good for an NOP. Got them a dragon, got them some people back on the board. Hell, it got a kill to Leave. Thank God for that. And this Galio, oh lord, he chonky. Still down 20 CS or whatever, but 5 kills does a lot to mitigate a CS discrepancy. So, 2 minutes till Herald, 3.5 to Dragon, anyone's legend. Looking for a bit of an invade here onto the blue side jungle. Kyle and Tarzan linking up together. Some good wards down. Guard comes on in. Aki in danger. Tarzan doing a decent job of holding on to this as the hero's entrance and get that much value to him. Be caught on the equalizer. Vertigo has to flash away. That equalizer was absolutely incredible. And now the curtains get called. Oh no. Aki needs to run real fast. 4th shot. It's going to be blocked by the shield. But in the middle of the air, Shanks will stick a spear courtesy of one of his minions. They're not yellow. And they aren't controlled by Groot. Maybe there's a skin in there for Shanks. But that was a brutal place to fight for NIP. Crescent Guard was excellent for Tarzan. And then Flandre turns up with the teleport and presses R. Ow. A statue can't eat things, therefore he can't be fed. That is a very reasonable point. Can Galio be fed truly? He is a statue and therefore unnecessary, food, sustenance is unnecessary. But you can feed the soul. And I think Galio is feeding his soul with the pain and destruction he so wantonly brings upon his opposition. Nice Comet Spear there from Aki. to at least get something back. However, 4 for 1 is not a good fight in general. So, you know, Marco Macchie, I hear your point, and there's a discussion to be had there on the lack of fidelity that is shown there by Galio having that moment. But yeah, you remember when I said it was a really good equalizer? Yeah. Rumble in the jungle. Varus ult missed, didn't, but not so much damage from Varus. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was just, the Varus is miles behind, right? Herald secured. First turret was picked up by NIP, so that's good news for them. Dragons in a minute. And I think Shanks should be able to trade out on the top side at the very least. Can't get the feats of strength off that turret anymore. That's a little annoying for Enemy's Legend on that front. Gold lead back to about 2,000 or so for Enemy's Legend, who secured an increased gold differential courtesy of that jungle fight. Blondr's like the only person I've seen consider to use Rumble in the jungle, and I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's just like pineapples everywhere. Hope is so strong right now. So, Herald summons, drop mid, dragon up, ults largely available again, in fact entirely available again. He flourish, just chunks out here to a little bit. One ward there in the banana bush doing a lot of work right now for NIP. There comes the control wards. Both teams. Dredge line just wide. PP God looking to get a depth charge onto Flandre. Grand Starfall comes on in, looking for an angle, but that curtain call not used. The Crescent Guard was, though. That's the C ult I was looking for. Doinby shuffled away. Still in the Twilight Shrine. Tarzan about to fall. Doinby looking for another auto. Burning! Burning! Gone! PP God on the other side of this, though. Curtain's now called from Hope. Flash shot over from Leaf. Gets him out of the angle, but not before Hope finds a full shot. The PP God. Everyone's dying. AD carries now trading out. Mano a mano. Bovi gun. And Kyle's respawned. I don't even know where to start. We ended up with 4 deaths apiece. I thought that Crashing Guard was going to do a lot more work than it did. Tarzan did a decent enough job. The problem was Flandre had to run a long, long way away, and Doinby did despicable things in the backline with Aki. Credit to NIP for making that a bit more viable. Back towards the dragon we go. Started up by NIP. We go again. 29 kills in 18 minutes. We aren't done quite yet. Ult's not up and available for a little second. Flandre now has his available. Jumping onto Leaf. Doesn't have a flash. Will die. Taken out. Kyle gets it. Dragon down to 2,000 HP. Taken by that Pantheon. But the equalizer is across 4. Flandre will die for it, but it keeps everyone accountable, don't it? You ain't leaving now. Doinby about to burn out, does so. Solo kill. Justice punching forward, but the soldier sent ahead of him. Stun onto solo kill. Knocked up and knocked down. Aki gets to reset. But it's a 4 for none. 4 for 1. Of course, sorry, I apologize. Flandre did die. But the dragon was taken by NIP, so they at least get that. But that is a rough trade. And look who picked up most of the kills. You guessed it. Hope. Look again. Tarzan. Flash, wind becomes lightning. And Leave dies. Tarzan was looking to see whether he could find an angle over the wall. Couldn't quite do it. And Dragon got taken. The thing is, Flandre comes on in with TP, throws down the equalizer. Yes, he dies for it, but it means that NIP can't retreat that way. Takes too long. The equalizer does all the damage it needs to. Aki splits. He'll get out. Solo kill does not. So, that's a card now started. Anyone's legend. Are the ones on the objective. It's often been the moment when LAP might turn around. That equalizer is brutal! Shanks after! Slides divides! And Aki... Well, he's dead, isn't he? The hero's entrance comes on in, but what are you doing? The game is already over. Anyone's legends are the villains. And unfortunately, they're not monologuing. They've done everything before they come on over. Take a page out of Ozymandias. What do you mean? Well, we've done it all. I just dragged you out here. So you couldn't interfere. Atakan is there as well. Brutal fight. Full lead. 0-3 from the laning phase. Stuck on the equalizer. Shanks says he can't leave. 10-0-9 now is hope. Not sure it's a hope anymore, it's just certainty. He's feeling pretty inevitable right now with an infinity edge on top of everything else. Jumping now onto Aki. Solo kill gets a knock-up. Pressing guard comes on down. Tarzan, audacious charging away. It's a little deep here. The globals are coming through for the equalizer after. Oh no! Tarzan finally falls, but once again the red carpet is brutal for that goal that was last week. And somehow they're still dragged to the party at NIP. Well, they weren't dressed for the occasion, were they? Clearly needed some fireproof clothes. Shanks TP's to mid lane. The whole squad is gone. Anyone's legend can walk it down, break the base. I don't know how aggressively they want to play this. Don't want to shove entirely to the end. It would have been a bit bold with Leaf coming up in 4, but they can at least break the base. They can get a tier 2 bot. And that is a hefty win in and of itself. 40 seconds on Dragon. Sole point for NIP if they can find a way to get to it. That equalizer is so nasty. Flandre's found a few of these in the jungle this game. Youch. Shanks after, denying the escapes. So, equalizer top side clears the wave. Dragon was secured, of course, by anyone's legend. Kyle's in the mid lane. Auto Q auto. GG's, yeah, it does feel a little bit that way, doesn't it? NFI can't resist the red carpet. No, they can't. B always did enjoy the spotlight. Maybe this time around you want to be avoiding the carpet. 11-0-13 on Jin. We have got 31 kills for anyone's legend in 24 minutes. This is a 47 kill game in sub 25 minutes. I know LPL's been a bit slow over the last couple of years. That's a considered gameplay. This is what we all remember. Beautiful chaos. I don't even think B, for example, has played that badly this game. He's actually done quite well on the Akali in a lot of these fights. Still throwable? You're absolutely right, Labutel. This shit is stupid OP. Yeah, Hope is real scary now. B used to be a bit wary. Okay, doing a decent job to run away, but the Zenith Blade after. Still has perfect execution to work with. Looking to maybe go forwards. Step to the Deadly Flourish. He's gone. Hero's Entrance comes on in. That will be decent, but Tarzan's still got the Crescent Guard running, doing a lot of time to buy some space. Kyle, though, hit with the Chains of Corruption. There's the Equalizer again, though! Oh, it's all barbecue all day. And I feel like, no, please, I don't want more food. Please, take it away from me. The Blood Runner's like, no, you will eat the barbecue. They go, oh, fine, please, make it stop. Eat barbecue or die. And they died. Where were you when NIP was killed? I was like, no. Right. Baron under consideration. All right. Yeah, that'll do. Leave 3, 8, and 7 has not had anything resembling fun this game. Well, W7D4 did not have fun. In comes the curtain call. And the entrance is heroic enough, right? In another game where Leaf was scary or W7D4 was still alive, that might have been a decent turnaround angle. It is not. Especially as Flandre then turns in and puts that red carpet down. Yeah. Yeah, that one sucked. So, oh my god, Jin just did a third of a turret HP bar with a single auto attack. What? Oh my days. We are at 52 kills in under 28 minutes. We might have one final hurrah here. But the blood has been spilled and Khorne is best pleased. Skulls for the Skull God. Blood for the Blood Throne or some such like that as I invert the call of it. W7D4 into the backside tries to go to Hope. But there is nothing hopeful about him. No uncertainty. He is inevitable. Hope turns into reality. 40 kills to 17 in 28 minutes. I apologize for the amount of blood that you are going to have to wash off your screen after this one. But anyone's legend, take the blood sports, take the sacrifice, and turn it into a game 1 win. In Rakan, a little bit more mobile. Can you bribe Cadril to get a Belveth game in NLC? See what I can do, Joe. See what I can do. HLP is 1k up, 7 kills down. Lamau? That sounds about right. What a wild old guy series going on over there. So, for NIP, they have now got themselves very good team fight comp. Nico and Vi is good pick, follow up from the Victor and Tristana. Yorick there for a split push threat that won't really be answerable. On the other side, though, your Wombo was nasty. Wukong into Talir, into... Turn the camera off. Head onto the rift, let the crowds do some jayoing. So, NIP walking into the jungle, W7D4 on the... Oh, I don't remember. It's the one which turns you all mechanical. Oh, as if I forget that skin line name. I apologize profusely. Talia. I think KT might be beating HLE, by the way, guys. I'm just putting that out there. I just watched a fight. I'm going to close that now. But I think KT might just have beaten HLE. That's hilarious. Okay, Creator Victor. That's the one. Battlecast line. Correct. I think it's Battlecast Victor. It's not actually, because it had a different name. Thank you, Harold, for your insight on the skin lines of League of Legends. That's Infernal Soul. That was what I was thinking for KT. I think they might have just done some silliness there. Leave early barrier there. Let me hop on over to that screen so I can see it a bit better. It's not changed anything for you, which means I can look at the screen better. So don't worry about it. It's all fine. So it's been a good 2v1 champ for a long time, but also able to farm and ignore 1v1s. Yeah, exactly that. I also think basically between the ults of the Talia and the Sion and Rakan being very mobile as well, you've got a very good response timer here. And again, you're running Tristana Victor. You need time, is the honest answer. Yes, you can cheat that a little bit by having Nico, by having Fire. And yes, Tristana actually does have a fair amount of early damage pre-first item and stuff. However, for my money, you are most likely waiting for 2 items. 20 minutes, not 15, right? Whereas I look at the other side, 1 item complete, Wukong, Talia, Misfortune, have at it. I like your voice, keep grinding. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Not a bad sign when you're a caster. People do have to like listening to you. It is a kind of a prerequisite. I'm not going to lie to you all. Be a Sion main like 10 years ago. Hydration, yes, boss. I owe you 2 hydrations, but I've actually bought a whole new cup of coffee, so I'm quite excited. Aki is mid lane. In fact, as proof, here you go. There's the coffee. Drown, s'il vous plaît. That feels like an Expedition 33 line, I'm not going to lie. I could see Lune yelling that when she casts Typhoon. Koveffe. Yeah, that too. Well, bit of an engage onto Hope. Takes a lot of damage. Turnaround begins to come on through as Kyle will battle down. It's TP as well. Victor joining this play. Be a reset on Hope. Did have to burn that barrier. The heal down as well. P God flashed. Summoners. Some significant ones, but no death. Tarzan takes the opportunity to hop the wall, look to try and play for these Raptors. Aki's going to be there as well. Nimbus straight forward. There's a lot of the cooldowns down on Tarzan. Of course, he has Talia to help support here. And that means Aki absolutely can't queue forwards there. Sion rework was 10 years ago. I mutter into my tea as I shrivel and die. Was it that long? I suppose we are in season 15, aren't we? Yes? Yes? Oh god, I don't know. Is this season 15? Yes, it is. I'm having a moment. So that would have been season 5 when the rework came in. Season 5 was 10 years ago. Oh my god. My brain is screaming a bit here. Shanks gets jumped on, flash away, throws out the Unraveled Earth. Good orders from Leave. Doesn't rocket jump till later on. Yorick win rate against Sion isn't very good. I can see it. Sion's normally quite good into certain kinds of split push. Aki tried to reinvade onto the Raptors on the other side. Gleaming cooldown. In comes the seismic shot. Pulls Aki back. Aki, why were you there? I know you want to counter invade, but there's wards. You don't have lane support. PP God's only here now. Okay, do not look at KT. Oh, don't say that. They pulled LPL cinema. Oh, no. Tell me not. Pulling it up in the background now. Oh my god, they did. KT Baron, KT Baron. Let's go, KT. I'm excited. Mecha, why would you say that? Wait, we're safe? What is going on? What is going on? Well, Flandre doing just fine here in this matchup. The Yorick is ahead, gone towards the Cull. I think that's sensible into the Scion. You're not realistically going to get kill threat, but you can afford to just play for farm and scaling. Well, we have Baron. And then Nexus is alive. So, KT is still in this. It's fine. There are no issues. Zeus is running it down a bit, though, by the looks of it. Elder flip, baby. Oh, my God, it's going to be an elder flip. You're absolutely right, Mabby. Okay. It's Aki again. So, yeah, like, honestly, Locke, I guess that I hadn't thought about Aki's Vi in a little while. I didn't think it was this bad. And in fairness, he's only 0-1, so it's not like the game is over or anything, but I grant you this split in particular, it's been pretty mediocre. But I was like, has it historically been that awful? I mean, I always prefer him on the Wukong, right? I just watched Delight do horrible things and die. Great. Bullet time mid lane. PP God is in danger. Gets hit by that grand entrance. Damage not quite enough back. A lot of health. The heal down. No ult on Kyolo. I think that would have been a dead Nico. Wait. Hang on, it's at least going to end the game. No, they're going to respawn. Oh my God. Wow, KT versus HLE is wild. Okay, that's fine. Grubs. I'm excited by other games. I shouldn't be doing that. There's a game on screen right now which I should be casting more readily. Oops, sorry about that. League of Legends is quite exciting and I'm multitasking. I shouldn't be doing that. Shush. Aki gets an invade off it. It's a bit quiet over here. That's why I'm having a chance to look. It's the honest answer. We trade grubs for the dragon. And for that invade. And Tarzan was on screen replying to the blue buff still with a steal of his own. Flandre's here going, yeah, this is fine. Reminder, that 50-second run at the Nexus. That was Flandre on the Scion. Took 4 people and lots of CC to manage him. He knows how to play this champion very well. IL, gonna put a wall down, grand entrance out. Not too much more seen. We started with streak. When did I miss the streaking conversation, Mecha? What? Chat, what are you on? For YouTube chaps, don't look into Twitch, chat. It is a silly place. All the cat noises in the world. A bit slower this game, hasn't it? We have 50 kills in 28 minutes last time. We got 1 in 10 this time around. Twitch chat kicked. Have you just Dr. Palapa? Oh, wait. Good to see you. That's the YouTube chat for the record, everyone else. As opposed to Onivia's YouTube chat, which is our 3rd and final chat. Grand entrance, Weaver's wall, looking for an angle now as PP God in danger. Flash, Nimbus strike, knock up, turns the pop blossom back, dies, and now leads up over the wall! Buster Shaw is going to have to flash right now. There's the grand entrance, bullet time just wide. Second hop this time. That is way too far, Leave. Went to go try and save support, will not do so. So what did that cost him? Flash? Flash on PP God too, just ults. And in fairness for Tarzan, he burned his flash too, but he's now 2-0. This Wukong will be a legitimate threat and will not be miles off that all-important Trinity Force early on here. HE will probably lose because of the light. Yeah, and also there is a 13-1 Callista. Darkdam, I was not familiar with your game. That is a terrifying Callista who has gotten past the mid-game I don't do anything anymore spike to the I'm actually really damn tanky again now. How the hell are you going to kill me multiple times point of the game? Which is very scary again. Kyle, a little bit awkward there, but it's going to be all right. Shanks clears out the wave. So, 40 seconds until Dragon. Cull's still stacking for this Tristana. But the Bloodthirst done for the MF. Important flash is missing in bot lane. Do keep your eyes on that. Grand entrance onto the Nico again into the seismic shove. PP God with no flash is a dead man. Surely, but wait! Flash from Shanks. Make sure he gets in range for that. Threaded volley, split apart, onto the wrong side of that. The quickness comes onto Aki, who gets shoved onto the rocks. Shanks still alive. Duapi out of damage. Another shield with the battle dance. Kyle out of mana, but he's done all the work he needs to. Phenomenal work. PP God gets caught, and despite it being a 2v3, AL come away with it. Let's have a look at the replay again. PP God misses his Tangle Bobs and Kyle goes, you really should not have done that. Reads the clone well. PP God then dies. It's a good heal to keep him alive for a second or two longer. And then you think that threaded volley is going to be problematic. Not in range anymore, but Shanks still has to flash. Managed to flash to get the last boulder on target. And then the quickness into the seismic shove. Into a battle dance to give another shield onto Shanks. Beautiful. Grand entrance, buffered out of by Leave. Bullet time though, because he doesn't have that W. Means he loses half his HP bar. Dragon taken all the while. And he wants Legend. Consistently playing these mid-games so much better. Last time around, some of the fights got a bit messy around this time though for anyone's Legend. There's 3 people here. Kyle needs to be a bit wary. Still got the Grand entrance, doesn't burn it. TP coming topside. Not enough damage. There is a chunk onto the Maiden of the Mist. And it is just slower this game around. One more objective will get anyone's Legends to feats of strength. They've got Herald in now to potentially do that. That's probably not correct English in now, but there we go. And KT may have done some silliness over against HLE. Might be worth going watching the last 5 minutes of that at some point as well, guys. That's some good League of Legends there. No more spoilers on that one. Herald started by anyone's Legend. Do NIP want to come and contest this? I think they do. So, TP comes on him. Herald was secured. That's feat to strength. NIP at this point want this game to be slow. 1,000 gold, he's not that significant. He's not going away with it. No, he's been interrupted. Blondre, though, in a 1v3 may not enjoy this as his ult interrupted. Flashes away. Gets out to be familiar. Gets out. TP bot side. I don't think that's going to save people. That TP could be a bad time. Solo Q with the last right heal. Oh, that's annoying. They thought they had that. Can't quite secure it. Flash off Solo Q, teleport off 2&B. It's not entirely for free. Solo Q gets out of that one just about live. I just watched Dogdamp drop 13 plus kills on Kalista to beat HLE. I'm sorry I wasn't really familiar with this game. HLE have frauded is what it is. Hey, hi Sam, hi Ruby. Good to see you. Crazy KT HLE game 3. I have seen. Look like I thought Delight had done it with that Elise backdoor and then the inhibitor respawned. I genuinely thought. At least with Skittering Frenzy was about to backdoor the game. Just don't think a team with Zeus or Zeka can win MSI or Worlds. Well, not like they're both world champions or anything. Absolutely not. So, this game has not the last game been. It is a decent gold lead for anyone's legend. But I think if it holds here, NIP will be okay. There's dragon spawning. Might get a bit more interesting again, as I'm imagining AL will be looking to start that one up on spawn in 10 seconds. I don't think it's fair to call Zeus 50-50. I think he's absolutely more 90-10. He has been consistent a strong carry. I don't think he's a shy archetype, right, who often does overstep the line. I think Zeus is a lot more consistent. So I'm not sure I entirely agree with that statement, not. Don't get me wrong, he definitely pushes it. That's partly why he's very good as top lane. Well, there's the tier 2 gone afterwards as well as anyone's legend. Get 2 in mid with that Herald charge. Weaver's wall to help deny stuff. Nice combo from them. Tristana's at least managed to come back a little bit here. Got the cold cash in. Got a turret. Okay, look, that wasn't me, Curse of Thunder. Okay, he didn't die. Doesn't count. Okay. Okay, careful of the statements. The curse coming in. What a boring game. Honestly, Peter? Kind of, yeah, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. This one has been very slow. All right. Entertainment time. What are we going to do? Let's do the time warp again. What is your favorite skin in League of Legends? Actually, you know what? Atakan started. The moment we try to do stupid chat interaction, people start to do things. No, they don't. They pull off it now. I've stopped it again. See, this is what happens. Favorite skin in League of Legends? Why? Keena's been gapping Zeus for well over a year. I mean, Keen has probably been the best top lane, but I think Zeus, well, yes, I think it's him. But I think him and Zeus would be the top 2 pretty consistently. In LTK at the very least. And then you add Bin into that equation. But they've been the top 3 mid tops for a long time. So I'm not sure that's even fair. And I think a lot of the T1 lots of domestic, yes, Zeus. I will say Zeus in summer last year was inconsistent. But I think that was Zeus' worst split by far. But I think one split does not a career make. And I don't think he's been inconsistent this year in particular. Though I grant you last summer he wasn't fantastic. Or at least inconsistent, right? And there was a lot of conversations about like, the fact that everyone was on different pages about how they wanted to play the game in summer. Spirit Blossom Kindred, that's a really great skin. Any Lilia skin, okay. Train Conductor Orn. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. JJ Viego skin, to be fair, the effects on that skin are so crisp. I really like them. I'm a massive fan of Cov and Evelyn. I think that splash art alone is S tier. In comes Flandre with the ultimate. They're just doing this, by the way. NIP, got Aki over a wall, Weaver's wall there. Try and deny this, but it won't stop. Aki finding an angle with a Q ult. It's too late, it's gone. Splitting this off, though, with a potential angle to split push from solo kill. I think he gets this turret, by the way. He does. And now Shanks is TP'd up and is caught in the dark possession. I think Shanks is just dead. Has to flash. So 2 turrets, I believe. I think he got the tier 1 as well for solo kill. So Atakan for that, plus a flash and teleport off Shanks. Not bad. Missed your man being played and grunting. That'll be about the Varus then. NIP still have no kills yet. Look, NIP are happy enough to get to 2 items on people. Look what they've done that. Tristana, 2.5 items. Victor, 2.5 items. Yorick, 2.5 items. They can now officially pull the trigger. They're only 1,500 gold behind of that. This is a playable game state for. In fairness, no, it's Sam at the minute. Alex is resting, so it was me. But yes, my take was I disagree, basically. I think Zeus has been one of the top 2 top laners in LCK for several years. I will say his summer last year was bad. Like split anyway, right? But I do not think a career that makes and a bad split does not a bad career make. I remember Keen having a bad split not so long ago. And I actually think Zeus has largely been the best top player in the world for the last 3 years, with contention from people like Keen and Bin. But I think on average across that time, he's been the best. In terms of performance at multiple levels of play. Though I'm happy to have a conversation about people like Keen and Bin, who I think are your other contenders there. But I think to say he's 50-50 is, at least for my money, not accurate. Last summer, I would have agreed. Right, from 40 kills to 4, I know. Enjoy him, what did you do? What did you do to get yourself what did you do to get yourself timed out? Forgot about Katie Grag's best girl for sure. Katie Grag's and Lilia Fav. Oh, good. Okay, enjoy. Yeah, you deserve your timeout. You've done this yourself. The bonk hammer has come out. Deservedly so. It's silliness more than anything. Not the timeout is entertainment value mostly. Flandre has face checked here a little bit. That's not so much entertainment value. The Dark Procession a little shy, but the Decimating Smash comes on down. Dragon started down to 4k HP. Kyle zoned off a little bit there by that gravity field. And Dragon is secure. No real way in. Now, if the digital angle in is Kyle. Looking for the quickness in the backside. Doesn't really get that much value and dies. PP got turning around, but gets death in turn. 1 for 1. Flandre split off. Doesn't have ult. Will have flash shortly. Throws up his own soul furnace. Caught inside the dark procession just about. Tarzan looking to potentially come on over. Has a cyclone. Flandre will need to flash. Potentially get on out to safety. But the bullet time on the other side is brutal. Cyclone comes on down. But they've killed off Tarzan. Not enough damage. Nearly flapping on forward. Hope trying to push it. Sidestep on the seismic shove. Solo kill lands the morning mist. Flash for the dark procession. NIP. Phenomenal team fight. Lee puts down 7k. Split up. Can't find the pills they're looking for. Think with the Cyclone up and active, they can blow up the backline. They sure as hell cannot. That is a 3-item Tristana, folks. You said, yeah, we're only waiting for 2+ items. They waited for 2+ items. And now Baron's in their eyes. Well, that makes things interesting, doesn't it? So, Kyle just didn't find the best engage there is the honest answer. Flandre gets blocked up in the dark possession. Honestly, solo kill had a really good fight on this Yorick. Some really clutch dark possessions. A lot of Leaf's damage basically comes from autoing a Scion for a solid 30 seconds. Decimating Smash only hits the Maiden of the Mist. Tarzan goes in. It's a really good Zhonya's from Doinby. That would have been a very dead Victor as well otherwise, but actually he keeps most of his health bar alive to ignore the bullet time, ignore the first tick of the Cyclone, and leave sidestepping that seismic shove means after solo kill lands that morning mist, a flash from the dark procession, and the last rites is really good work. Very close team fight, but some clutch moments there from solo kill, from Leave, and Doinby Zhonya's activation. Great stuff. He's got very deep for this. Shanks now goes golden himself. The bullet time interrupted. Doesn't quite get the kill. Turret secured by the minions elsewhere. Shanks just about survives. My days, that was close. Hope wanted to stand and deliver there, but just couldn't stick around. Solo kill. Now getting the split push angle on. Just bonk, bonk, bonking away. Looking to turn this one around, and they kill off Lee, who takes Hope with him. Nah, that's foul. That'll be a split push broken to other. Doinby, it's got the Zhonya's active. Flandre no ult, but Doinby needs to run away. Does not have flash. Aki coming on down. They don't want to overchase this into too much darkness. Kyle gets chunked very low by that Hextech Ray. Doinby beginning to put out a lot more damage now. Step on forward, Decimating Smash goes golden on the Seismic Shove and the Decimating Smash. Can still get knocked up by the ultimate though. Gravity Field is good. Jumping on in, trying to get some value on the Doinby. He's getting knocked up again on all the sides. Shanks is not there, doing damage. Killed off the other mid laner though. PP gone with the rocket belt, doing some work there. Flashing out to safety. Aki not quite in range for the Q. He's now in range of Tarzan. Solo kill, trying to play this one out. Goes with the warrior tricks, trying to get the ultimate. Not back on the Q. Can't quite get Aki, who gets so nearly. The red buff is there. Maiden of the Mists helps bring that one down. The final Vault Breaker cracks Tarzan's code wide open. Why are LPL Yoriks just teamfight legends? Really good dark processions, really good morning mists. If you can use those two abilities, you can teamfight. If you're relying on getting into melee range to do damage, then don't play the game. Or don't play Yorick, rather. Dragon did get taken by NIP. No soul for anyone's legend, who have now fallen a long way behind this game. They were asked to spike in the mid game and didn't do so successfully enough. Leave is now a 4-item Tristana, 3.5-item Victor. We've already chatted a lot about the Yorick. He's got a Jack show now as well. Oh boy. MF's gone towards the rapid fire cannon, and I get it. Struggling to stay safe from the range discrepancy and the potential pick. Allows her to potentially get some of those impure shots off. They're not called impure shots anymore, are they? They are love taps. Aki, 1-3-2. Not really been his game, has it? Still doing okay here at this point. Tarzan, though, at 3k ahead on this Wukong. Could still be an absolute menace here with the GA, with the 3 items in total. With that level 16 Cyclone. There's your X Factor. The problem with the way Hope is built, especially into things like a Jackson and a Thornmills, there's no Lord Dominic's Regards coming anytime, so he's played a little bit more for utility and safety. And that's fine-ish. Is that a Buster Shot? It was a Buster Shot. Kyle ate a lot of his HP bar for it, though. Solo kill glow up from last year needs to be studied. I mean, I think that EDG squad was a bit of a disaster. I'm not sure it was ever going to be the best look at what players actually wanted to be. They're going to try and collapse on this one. Could be a lot of damage on to Solo Kill. Throws up the Dark Possession. Flashing away. Redemption comes on down. Made in the Mist doing a lot of work. And they've split up. And that means Shaxx is in so much danger. The Ghoul's coming on down. Needs to be very aware of the last rites. Gets to survive. They do kill down Solo Kill. 50 seconds on him. Baron is taken for it. They're going to try and get people picked off at the back end of this. Can't find anyone resetting up in an awkward position. Doomby gets out as well. So, one of the Barons tonight can invade onto the red buff, but it's still going to be Baron to NIP, so on the whole, a big win for them. Do I think the game ends soon? Depends on how this Baron goes. If Baron doesn't break the base, then no. I think we're at least getting a soul fight. Theoretically, NIP could put a lot of pressure down here, but they end up having a lot of their wave shoved out against them. They did lose their Yorick, so they've got to be a bit wary. Yorick now can come back out up on the board, rather. Might be an Eldigan, maybe. Depends on if this dragon goes to anyone's legend or not. This dragon fight will be deciding it, I think. If it does turn into a fight, right? There's a world where people just say no. Aki. Wanted to try and interrupt that. I don't know whether he needed to, honestly. I suppose his solo kill was around. Ult away. Not that long a cooldown this late in the game. Yeah, NIP are a significant amount ahead here. They're 6k up. Yeah, gold is the corrector. Yeah, they're in a good spot here, right? Like, NIP should win this game from this point. The question is whether they do it on this Baron, right? They get the Baron, but their waves were Giga shoved as a result of what anyone's legend did elsewhere on the map. They've not really managed to get any structures out of this Baron, so it's not a great Baron power, but it's only 1,000 gold, right? They've got a minute left on it. 45 seconds on the Dragon, and as far as anyone's legend is concerned, this is a bit of a nothing Baron. Tarzan now looking at PP God and Leave. Weaver's Wall. PP God now going to get slowed down by that moment. Doesn't have that much to turn around. Shaxx goes golden. Pop Blossom goes wide. Trying to jump on a PP God. He goes golden himself. Gets the Buster Shot away to the backside. Aki's in danger. Oh my days, anyone's legend so desperately low. Flanger now coming on in. The turnaround is brutal. Bullet time is solid. But there's just not enough damage. Leave hops on forwards. He's got the bomb on top of him. Kyle's going to die. Leave gets to hop again. There's that dragon we were wondering about. I thought they picked up PP God. Great Zhonya's usage. And that Buster Shot damage. Unreal at this point. That probably is game now. 5v3 with Baron. We're going to game 3, I think, unless anyone's legend can hold here. Decimating Smash on the wave. 20 seconds. Doomby forced to back away by the slow. Okay, NIP, they don't overforce it. They'll turn back for Dragon instead. Okay, base broken. Dragon is theirs. Reset, look at the next Baron. Good work from Leave there. They wanted to come fight that dragon. I don't blame them. Thought they'd found the pick onto PP God, but has the Zhonya's activation. And Leave just gets to do so much damage. So, a minute and a half until Baron. TP in. Back to the base. They want to help defend this. Hope's finally building towards the last Whisper. Can't be miles off it. It's a 5k gold lead, though, between the 80 carries now. Leaves just picked up so much gold. I don't think Hope's played that poorly. Struggle to find the big bullet times, though. And that's proven problematic. Doing beginning 110% from this budget roster? Yeah, I think so. I think Leave is also better than people thought he might be. And I think PP God's always been solid, just inconsistent. My questions were more about jungle top. I think Aki and Shanji had a lot to prove. Shanji didn't. Aki, still questionable, but kind of fine for now. Serviceable. Well, I think very clearly, Do&B and Leave are the carries in this squad. With Solo Kill kind of providing a nice X factor. Here we go. Nice attempt to pick on the PP God. He does have to flash. Weave us all down. Flash blown on an eco. Not bad. Especially with Baron now starting. Okay. The Yorick's going to try and split push. Shanks will have TP. He might be the one tasked with returning. They're all resetting. They've got enough wards down. They want to keep clearing these waves. That was the ward that they spotted things out on. Mega Blast Cone to punish that. Can't quite get the second knockup. Aki. Ult from Flandre. Didn't want to stick around and eat damage from Leave. Don't blame him there. Solo kill. He's going to be left alone with this turret, guys. Okay, doesn't stick around. PP God is the best player of all time. Bold call, with you aware. Clueless. Sorry. Enjoying bad mech. What did Mecha say? How about don't stop and then put them together? Oh wow. I haven't worked out before. Alex and Vampire, very true. Baron was taken by NIP again. Third Baron for them. TPM. NIP now going to be able to try and force this really hard. If they don't win on this Baron, got to question what's going on. Really? They have all the tools they need. PP God's in danger though. No Zhonya's for him, but the damage back is pretty good. Do&B in danger. Needs to go golden himself. Kyle flashing on out. Looking to get to the backside. Do&B is down. The bullet time finally solid. But Aki will pop him with the Vault Breaker. GA about to fall. Does so. PP God low. Flandre trying to play frontline. A solo kill. Begins to bonk and pull back. Aki dead. Health bars are pretty awful here for NIP. For anyone's legend, I apologize. But they kill off two. Jungle. Mid. Gone. Redemption buys some time. The clone gets knocked. Leave. Hit with a decimating smash. But he's still damn scary. Hops on in. Forced to flash out of the ground entrance. Does so. Gets to keep popping. Leave. Untouched. Unhurried. Not in his lane. causing violence and despair wherever he looks. Down to 20% HP. Flambe stepping on forwards. Decimating smash interrupt this rocket jump. That's the GA down. Tarzan can look to come on forwards. When's the Cyclone? Not up but available. Another knockup. They're going to get leave the Buster shot. Keeps him alive. Leave is playing out of his mind. But up before Flambe will roar with a flash on it. Solo kill though, very scary. Tarzan hit by all of the grubs. Needs to run away from the pandas. The scariest pandas you ever did see. Every inhibitor broken, but somehow, oh no. Anyone's legend is still in the game. Soul is nearly surely NIPs, but the game doesn't end. And that, as far as anyone's legend goes, is a win. They are holding on by the skin of their teeth. But they are in it, make no mistake. Damage forwards, knock up onto the other side. PP God goes looking, and Kyle is gone. Hope's trapped in the dark procession. They went to fight this! Trying to kill that Aki. Solo kill flashing away. Tarzan doing his best work on that Wukong. On the other side, Flandre's kept people away. Where is Lee? Not here. There's minions in the base. They're on the Nexus turrets. They can't stick to end. They have to come back. Shanks had to leave. Has no teleport. Can they take the dragon? I don't know if they can. Don't be so low. PP God not exactly healthy either. Decimating smash. There's no smite, and Wukong is here. Can get into the pit. He's going to make a smite for it. He's going to steal the dragon. He does it. Cancel. But oh, look at the base. It's a disaster. Not good from Flandre, but he's going to die here surely. Decimating smash. Maybe bring one with him. Trying to get close to the PP God. He's being slowed down. Decimating smash not done anything. He steps away from it. Can step on forward. Rocket belt away. PP God dancing. Specifically on Flandre's grave. It was a slow game to begin with. There's not any more. We're 44 minutes deep. Tarzan traded life for soul. There are no Nexus turrets. 3 of it's down. And you're 3v5. I don't know whether Capsule is worth this, folks. 25 seconds on Tarzan. 40 on Flandre. You've got a full build Shanks. In they go. On to 2 and Beast Gone Golden. The X-Tech Storm comes on down. Arcane Storm, I think is the actual term of it now. Gerald of the Arcane. Doing some work. Shanks being burned out. Weaver's wall to keep the minions away. Oh my days. I'm just going to have to come around the back end of this. What is going on? Alright. Alright. 2 minutes on most of the inhibitors. Flandre's up in 10. For the Nexus they go. Shanks being attacked by all of them. He's gone to dark possession. Goes golden. Don't be surely done, but the game is over. Don't be pops off. For double enchanter for Zeri. Double enchanter for Zeri. Is that where we're going? It is. I wondered about the Milio. Okay, so. Doombee's going to run the Karma mid. Awful ult for Shanks to steal on the whole. You get limited value depending on what you pick. And the AP scalings on Karma are passable, but not super great. Soul Flare's alright. So, double enchanter for Leave on Zeri. Leave has had a very good last few games, last few series. If they can get again to 2 items, Zeri is going to be a problem. They managed it from the side of anyone's legend for NIP. Double enchanter and a Zeri. Crowds, what you got for me? Strong yelling skills as ever. It's a very powerful draft that AL got given. It got given its 3rd game. NIP Jayo from Qatari. Who are we supporting here today, chat? Multiple chats. Qatari very clearly on the NIP hype train. I love all the bro copy pasta in LCK chat. It's very entertaining, isn't it? So, anyone's legend. Their task is clear. Smash early. Smash one item. Use your Poppy, Kalista, Renata to go brawling and break the ankles of NIP. You should be able to fight the priority bot. Earn it top. Not so much mid. Karma will likely have shoved there into Silas, who won't have a lot to say. Tarzan will spot out the wolves going down, but be able to steal away the Gromp. It's a little delay, but can now look for a potential dive here. How aggro do want to play? They've got bailout. Flash from Leave after a flash from Kyle, but that means Leave with no flash. Eats a Pierce trade. Oh, baby. Heal on PP God could make that one interesting. They are going to look for this. Here we go. Leave needs to be wary. Throws out the old truck laser. Didn't really get it. Tarzan decides against. Aki's coming down now as well. Took his red buff. Comes back around. Why have I got bro levers in my Twitch chat at this point? You're in the wrong region! Wrong region! Umbrodax! And highlighted as well. Oh my days, guys. TP God gets hand shook. Spears come down. Milio's got a cozy campfire in the form of a pond, which is, don't get me wrong, somewhat ironic. Not a very good place to have a fire. But who am I to judge Milio's mysterious ways? Hope goes looking, can't quite find it. Tarzan's here. They got bailout in a dream. Remember, Leave no flash. Cozy campfire's out. Butler shield comes on down. Shove into the wall, into the handshake, and gone. Clean dive. Tarzan went to go look and see if there was any camps respawning. There weren't. Of course, Tarzan has given up, like, his entire jungle for this, by the way. Gonna get the respawn on camps here. As he knows he's getting stuff traded out. So that's kind of fun. In fact, that'll be the higher level camps. Actually, so something like XP on that. So not the end of the world. So I think it's more gold too. Forget exactly how it works. Dragging up. No one's going to run for that one as yet. Tarzan didn't stick around for the Gromp spawn, so it just ends up being a camp for camp trade on that front. Going to be down, what, 3 camps-ish? Not the end of the world here on the Poppy. Your work in many ways is done. Getting that bot lane well ahead of curve. They needed to be. Was the aim of the game. The power of 2 monitors. Oh, yes. Watch some good games at the same time. Aki. Down here in this bot side, clearing out some wards. Colin for leave early. I think that's probably sensible with the way this game state's going. Should have an idea that this Sejuani is still around. Prevents Kyle and Hope over-shoving here. Tarzan is also here. Fighting continues to be a little bit absent so far this game. Aki now being jumped on mid lane. Shanks jumping onto Doomby. He's got a empowered W courtesy of the renewal. And now we find ourselves with Dragon spawned. Anyone's Legend looking to push into the enemy jump. Put some ward down. That ward there over by the Gromp actually very sensible to help try and keep Leave alive. Oh, the handshake! Kyle with the read! They don't want to dive under the turret. I would have debated putting the bailout on and hunting for that. I won't lie to you. Not against it. At least going to have the back now. And PP Gods now kind of kept away from this lane. This will be a play. Be a wave lost. Won't stay for the plate though. Control wall put down. So, Aki now onto this dragon. Not a real contest, I don't think. I think they're probably more interested in the grubs right now. Don't try to interrupt here on to Doomby. Yep, does. So, hand shook. Oh, Doomby. It's alright. Got a Defiance. He's alright. Is it Defiance, then Inspire? Which way around the Mantra abilities are on that one? On to the grubs we go. Tarzan takes the first one. Squad's here to help with the rest. Tarzan actually leading this. They want to dive. Okay. Solo kills up here at half HP. Overcomes the Milio. Does have level 6. Makes him a little harder to tango with. They get a charge into the wall, into the knockup. Flashing forward into the handshake. Does not save them with the ult quite yet. Warm breaths of life keeping them up and available. Leave. Stays alive in the mid lane as well as the lightning crash was stolen. Flash from Kyle. Flash from Tarzan. Only the ult heal from PP Gods. Bit much. All the while, the fighting now continues again. In goes Kyle under the turret. I don't know how much they want this. I think that's just a dead Renata. No, the heal comes on forwards. No ability to follow up. Solo kill, no ult. And so, heal pop. Flash down from Aki. Bit of a perplexing moment, all things said and done. Into the mid lane, we see what happened there is both ults traded. Shanks can't quite find the entirety of the all-in there, but nice attempt at it nonetheless. Leave, doing a good job coming back. Somehow ended up with more farm than Callista. Was down 15. I think some roams from Hope towards the grubs and that attempted play onto the turret ended up costing more of a wave than I think he was hoping for. Can look on to Leave here. He's got Flash and Barrier, but PP got there with the super mega flare kick to knock away the Poppy out of her charge potentially. Dragon in 3. Not really the aim of the game here, I don't think, from anyone's Legend quite yet. They'll want to start stacking those, I have no doubt. Because again, it's been a quiet early game, and you are playing into Zeri with double Enchanter. I am going to need to see anyone's Legend begin to snowball a bit here, or it's going to get a little dicey as the game goes on. Quietly, though, I'll note that Flandre, we've not really looked top, has managed to get a significant lead over Solo Kill. Part of that was, of course, some looks in at dives a couple times. Meant that Solo Kill has been a bit wary about picking farm up under the turret, and that's been a bit problematic. But even so, a 30 CS lead is a big deal. Plus a couple plates. Dragon happily secured there by anyone's Legend. Sorry, not by anyone's legend, by, no one. It's not up. What am I doing? I had a blind moment. What am I talking about? Just said a sentence from League of Legends. Spreading misinformation on the internet. Who does that? Words happen. Streamer. Yeah, no. Don't worry about it. Well, TP to bot side. Solo kill picks it away, but needs a shock blast for it. Minute until Dragon, then we might have someone take it. Leave. It's a bit of a nasty chunk there from Hope. Well, I think he's going to want to reset, I think, probably for first item soonish. Can't be miles off Blade of the Ruin King. Grom secured, Tarzan went looking for it. So, 30 seconds on that Dragon. PP guard, spots out for ward. Reset's now coming on through a little late. Perhaps there for the Poppy. Sundered Sky was picked up though, so valuable. Callista, I'm assuming on this reset will be very close to first item. She's not there already. In fact, let's check it out. Cole's got cash just up in this area ahead of the game again. Not quite Blade of the Ruin King. Oh no. That's problematic. Hope's going to go to mid lane, pick up this wave. He's only got to be a couple hundred gold off this Blade of the Ruin King. Started up by Aki. Tarzan's around though. And thank you, Grumpy, for the gifted sub. Appreciate you doing that. Just in time for this dragon fight as well. Breath of Life comes on through. Doesn't mean all that much in the grand scheme of things. TP away to top side, man advantage secured. Not for the 4v4, but the teleport might be a little early here. Public execution doesn't hit onto an leave solo kill and a bit of a dire straight. Soul Flare onto Tarzan, drops him low. But again, the Sundered Sky will be a bit tankier than you think he is. Needs a bit more damage. Poke continues to fly. Leave can look to play this one out. They're going to try and get this dragon secured. Fight afterwards, jump into the backside. Shanks the stolen lightning crash. Burns everyone down. Renata in the end is the one that brings down her fellow Zornite. Doomby can look for a Soul Flare, perhaps. Chain Lash, scary. Tries to put it up the tether, can't quite find it. At least a full combo. And Flandre, despite what looked like a potentially ill-advised teleport, gets the opportunity to shove in, claim that turret. Lower the plates, another wave, 50 CS up. A greedy moment. One that evened up the numbers in the river, but one that in the end has paid dividends to anyone's legends. They are now 4,000 gold up. Teamfight win. Dragon and turret. That's a big swing. They played for everything and got it. Herald up now. Be a bounty for NIP, who are really falling behind this game now. Yes, you've got the Zeri. Yes, you've got the scaling. You need another item on this Zeri. Then maybe you can start to look to come back. On to the Herald we go. That'll be Tarzan's for sure. Future Strength picked up with that turret take topside by Blondre, who, again, he's not been on screen that much. But he is very, very fed right now on this Jace. Leave. Low. Would have been low if that shield hadn't come through. Now you overspoke. 2.4k gold ahead. 60 CS up or so as well. Yeesh. Here's the way I'll put that. Herald now dropped. Into the mid lane it goes. No real way to stop it. That means turret falls as well. NIP. What are you going to do? At some point, got to get ready to go. I'm assuming leave. He's been sat on these daggers for a long time. Be edging towards a hurricane soon. And not quite Zeal. Another 1,000 or so gold, I'm imagining. So, do we have anything to be done yet until that hurricane comes on through for NIP? Not really. Problem is, unlike last game, it will have actually accelerated. My days. That was a lot harder to say than it should have been. Flandre. Ghost Blade. Proc. Slow by the smite. Flashes away. Permafrost and the Glacial Prism wide. Oh, Aki. You gotta hit that. She better get the turret. Bot lane, we now come in with a teleport, looking to try and shove this very aggressive. With the 3 grubs, they can get rid of this very fast indeed. It's gone. Not that much to be said again. Solo will at least get that top lane tier 1. That's a bounty, but it's the trade for the tier 2. Not exactly the biggest win in the world, that. Hope. Poking some sticks into a cannon minion. Does so. Successfully. The Wall of the Dragon we go. 4 kills in 19 minutes. We had this the last time as well, unfortunately for NIP. I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to come back from this deficit. There's the second item for Zeri. Praise be. And that could give them the license to go. They will need to find a team fight where Zeri absolutely annihilates the enemy. That has to be the game. Has to be. If it doesn't happen, game gets tricky. Shanks potentially being run. There's a good ward there by that fallen turret to spot where Shanks is. Atakan spawning. Is Stormbound. Anyone's actually doing it on spawn. Alright, here we go. Dragon was also taken by them. Don't think they're going to be here quite in time with the Ren stacks in. Handshake comes on through. Can look for the Smite by Keeper's Verdict. Denies any attempt at natural steal. For all it would have been. A bit of a flip. Baron not up yet, obviously, but a very rapid Atakan take helps empower everything they already have. That is 40 petals to 3, by the way. Oh, no. Flandre is very scary this game. 2.5 items on this chase already. Muramana transformation completed. Steel caps into the Zeri and the Ambessa for good order. Magic damage this game is a bit limited, right? It's Sejuani and Karma. In they come towards this tier 2 top side. NIP trading up for tier 1 on the other side. We saw that the last time. But again, tier 2s, even with bounties, still an upwards trajectory for anyone's legend. It's slow, measured, considered. Difficult stuff here now for NIP. They have to get something here. And I just don't know how easy that's going to be. I really don't. They don't win the side lanes. The team fights would have been doable from a lesser gold differential. We haven't seen a team fight in a very long... Hell, we've not seen violence in a very long time. Do NIP just give up another dragon and say, look, we will play for soul. Until then, Zeri is scaling. Because that is an option for them, in fairness. Jace now has a third item. Ugh. One way to manage all the Karma shields and the Milio. Serpent Smack. Minute until next dragon. And anyone's legend. Again, this is a team who, for all they're 11-4, we've had our eyebrow raised at this team. They are simultaneously capable of being the best team in the LPL with really good mid-game macro that pulls people around, and they were very astute at lane assignment and all these things. And sometimes their early games can just fall apart and their jungle support go from being the best in the league to being absolutely awful. A couple very bad series a week or two ago from Tarzan and Kyle that made sure the rest of the team was falling apart. And this team is so reliant on Kyle and Tarzan to be a deadly force, to set up for that mid-game push and pull they so love to go for. This game is exactly that, right? It's been very difficult for NIP to find their way back in. 30 seconds on Dragon. Are NIP going to want to contest this? You have the option to play for Infedge on Zeri and then go. I don't actually know how wise that would be, but it is worth saying it's an option. Here we go onto the dragon, and yeah, they just don't want to fight it. Thought so. Infedge play it is then. Also worth noting, Doenby has gone towards the AP combo with the Malignant into the Horizon focus. More poke, more power, and of course your skills are empowered by AP, so not the end of the world, but not going to be providing pure enchanter power with things like a Moonstone Renewer or the like. Leaving that side of the build towards the Milio. Versus the Soul AP, you do actually need to do some damage this game. Morning, Derek. Good to see you. So, Aki's got a Heartsteel with no stacks at 25 minutes. Oh, God. That's how little they've been fighting! It's not done anything, but they are going to have to fight around Baron. They don't have the Infinity Edge on Zeri, but they may just be forced to contest this regardless. Aki has Flash on the right side of the pit to make this interesting. Shanks coming down from that mid lane. Got the shove up. Leave not here yet. Aki available to get over the wall. He's going to try and smite it away. Can't quite do it. Hostile takeover was good. Prevented too much follow-up. Smite secured by Ale. They had the Callista Rend on top of it all. Look for the steal. Couldn't find more. Well, there's the Baron. On to the Gromp we go. That's it. That's the excitement, guys. 4-0 in 26 minutes. There's nothing happening. Nothing at all. How are we doing, chat? You having some fun? If you had... Still no stacks on the heart still, by the way. Baron given up. I know they tried to contest for it. In fairness, it wasn't like they weren't there. Infinity Edge is now done for Leave. Can you, with the Infetch, find a way to come back into this game? Keeper's verdict. Well, that sentence was put onto another court. Sentence commuted. Ooh, that shock blast hurts. Ow. Leave throws down Ultra Shock Laser. Won't find too much more. In they go. Leave presses the R button. Got a cozy campfire on top of it. Again, he's not really healing all that much yet. He's gone towards raw damage, and I don't blame him, but if he keeps getting hit by this poke, then he won't be able to play the game. And that's now no lightning crash. Shanks, with the dregs of this Baron, going to try and break the inhibitor turret down. Inhibitor after an opportunity. Leave. Ultra Shock Laser comes down again. Solo kill, doing his best to keep Shanks accountable. 8,000 gold lead with only 4 kills. This has been a slow grind, folks. Minute until the dragon. That would be sole point for anyone. So you know what they really need? With Poke, with Callista, with Silas, and hell, even Renato is giving you a bear like Ocean Soul. That sounds like a really fair and balanced soul to give this team. Aki's level 13, or level 12 going on 13. I mean, wow. Flandre's very scary. I mean, at least Leave is getting donated all the gold in the world. He's actually got a minor gold lead. Going towards Lord Doms next. Has, I think, will have 100% crit at this point with the Noon Quiver and inventory. Close to, at the very least. So this Zeri, if she gets to teamfight, will be very scary. No! No, no, no! You can't afford to wait that long. Leave does survive, though. Good luck to go in. Another shield. Another moment. Leave gets to survive. They tried to jump her and all of the enchanter heals. Scary. The problem is the rest of the fight is so desperately desperate. He needs to say desperate a few times more. Leave survives. Oh, my days. Breath of Light, flash, heal, ult. All of the flashes but PP God's down. In a 3v5, I'm still going to look for Soul. I can come and try and steal this. They need to get over. They had to reset. Dragon's taking Souls down. Okay, 2 down for Soul. Okay for anyone's legend. Tarzan finds a really good angle because Leave was down at 50% HP because that Shock Blast landed. But there is the cleanse, the flash. Courtesy, of course, of Milio pressing R. And Hope tried to get the reset on Leave and couldn't because of the barrier. And I think he ended up flashing into Solo Kill's Cunning Swipe. Enough damage there to bring down the Callista. That was really close to Hope breaking the back end of the fight. Now Shank's actually in danger. Rocket Belt out of the Ultra Shock Laser, but that's giving a lot of power for Leave to go on forward. Flash away. No Spark Surge. A flash off the Silas is a big one. Four kills to 2 in 31 minutes. That is a very slim game. Well, Lord Dominic's regards now done for leave. The post's been quite slow this game. But they might finally being sent. With this Zeri, there is some hope. There is. You've got enchanter items. Double enchanter. 4 items on a Zeri, who would use level 16 and then be absolutely nightmarish. Won't be far off. Half a level. Work here, I think, to be done. 4 minutes until Elder. Baron is up. Mid lane pressure being looked at. Leave chunked again. This Jace is so annoying. That 4th item is meaning every time Leave gets tagged, he's losing half his HP bar. Out onto Aki. Blocked by the steadfast presence. Glacial Prison down to Hope, who is cleansed out by the Mikhails. Shank's looking for an angle. What ult is he going to hijack? There's a few good ones here. Public Execution. Glacial Prison. Lightning Crash. Scary charges the wall. Leave immediately. Forced to be cleansed by the ult from Milio. Turns it around with the Lightning Crash, but that's a big set of cooldowns burn ahead of Baron. Another good charge into the wall from Tarzan. As Flandre lands a shot blast onto PP. God, he's going to add some big damage numbers after this game. Baron's up. They'll turn onto it. No one's dead. You will have Callista end. Soul Flare lands. They're just giving it up. Play for Elder instead. We've had more entertaining League of Legends games. This series, even. NIP, what do you do from here? Let this Zeri hit people, I guess, is the answer. She got the 2 kills. But a 2k ahead. No, 4.5 items. My days. Shock Blast don't hurt quite so much against Sejuani. Handshake, though, a little bit scary for a second or two there. Shanks pops the Edge of Night onto Solo Killer's gone towards that item to manage some of the poke. Some of the pick. Seal the deal. What an amount. Doomby eats a Shock Blast. Zeri has got 16. Rank 3 ultimate, the Lightning Crash. Now a full-fledged Thunderstorm. Will need to be, if they want any chance of turning this game around. 34 minutes in, there is always a chance because Elder becomes a flip option. They break the inhibitor in mid, that's about it. It's not absolutely critical damage, for all there is a good breach in the base defenses. 35 minutes of conceding every objective for Zeri, getting an Elder flip. Exactly. You get the game plan. In fairness, Zeri just picked up her final item. Bloodthirster in. You don't get much more Zeri than this. If you can't end from this position anyhow, then things are going to be problematic. There is now a deliberate win con here for NIP. The Zeri just needs a good fight. Remember that one fight where they tried to pick her off and she didn't die? Yeah. She's got Flash Barrier. And a lot of tools behind her to keep her up. Leave not taking quite as much damage as he wants to with that Bloodthirster shield doing some work. And the Karma shields. And the Milio with the Cozy Campfire. Shanks eats an Ultra Shock Laser. On to Elder we go. Leave eats another Shock Blast. Stolen ult, lightning crash, leave. Still the main offender here. I think AL might have lent it too long. I'm not going to lie. I think this is a playable fight for NIP. Keeper's verdict. Lands on it to his Zeri, who's taken away. Goes away from the backline. They're going to keep the double enchanters away from leave. Elder now coming on down. They've lost their jungle, lost their top lane. A critical keeper's verdict. Doomby flashing away. Finally got the double enchanters. Leave has to find value here. Doomby's gone. Elder's on top. Slide over the wall with the spark surge. The other enchanter's gone. Leave alone. No backup. No army. Must perform the 1v5 of his lifetime with no ults and a hope and nothing else. Unfortunately, look who's on the other team. The other AD carry stole his hope. Flandre gets that kill. Anyone's legend will put this game to rest. NIP tried to play for the turtle, for the scaling. And a keeper's verdict breaks the phalanx apart. Both enchanters decoupled from the AD carry. The top jungle left out to fend for themselves, and the wolves are oh so hungry. Low action. But I don't think anyone's legend will care all that much. It's a win for them.